Breaking news. Millions of Americans on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI could soon see an extra $1,400 hitting their bank accounts. But before you get too excited, there's a shocking truth the government hasn't clearly explained yet. Is this payment really happening? Or just another rumor spreading online? Stay right here because in the next few minutes, we're uncovering exactly what's real, who could qualify, and when you might actually see that money in your hands. Imagine waking up to see an extra $1,400 heading your way from the U.S. government. For millions of seniors and disability benefit recipients, this headline has been spreading everywhere. From YouTube videos to Facebook posts and even TV discussions, people are wondering, is it finally happening? Are we really getting a $1,400 one-time payment for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI? Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know, separating truth from rumor, and explaining what's actually going on behind this massive wave of headlines and updates that have everyone talking. So stay tuned till the end, because what's unfolding right now could affect millions of Americans who depend on Social Security for their daily lives. Let's start with the heart of the story, the $1,400 payment that has caught everyone's attention. Over the past few weeks, social media and news platforms have been buzzing with claims that the government is planning a new one-time $1,400 stimulus or support check for those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. The idea is exciting, especially for people struggling with rising costs, high grocery prices, and never-ending medical bills. For seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income Americans, even a single payment like this could make a huge difference, helping them pay rent, buy medication, or just breathe a little easier in this difficult economy. But before we celebrate, let's look at where this news really comes from and what's true about it. Many of the recent stories about a $1,400 payment trace back to discussions in Congress and various proposals that have been floating around since the pandemic. You might remember that the last time Americans received a $1,200 check was under the American Rescue Plan in 2021 when President Joe Biden approved the third stimulus payment. That money reached nearly every household in the country, giving hope that similar support might come again. Since then, however, inflation has hit hard. Seniors and people on fixed incomes are struggling more than ever as prices for food, gas, and utilities continue to rise. That's why the idea of another $400 payment has resurfaced, not as official law yet, but as a proposal gaining attention among lawmakers and advocacy groups. Recently, several advocacy organizations that fight for seniors and Social Security recipients have been pushing for new relief payments. Their argument is simple. The cost of living has risen far faster than the annual COLA adjustments can keep up with. They believe that a one-time $1,400 check would serve as a crucial lifeline to help millions cover the gap between what they receive and what they actually need to survive. These discussions have reignited hope, but also confusion, because many people think it's already been approved. In reality, the Social Security Administration has not confirmed any new stimulus or special payment program as of now. There are, however, other financial updates you should know about, especially those that could lead to more money in your pocket soon. Let's talk about the confirmed updates first. One of the biggest changes coming for 2025 is related to how Social Security benefits are adjusted and how retroactive payments are being handled. The SSA recently announced that millions of Americans affected by the windfall elimination provision known as WEP and the Government Pension Offset Go could be entitled to Back A. These were policies that for years reduced benefits for people who had worked in jobs not covered by Social Security, like certain government or education roles. After many complaints and fairness concerns, new legislation is being rolled out to fix that issue, and it could mean a significant one-time payment for those affected. For some people, these back payments could reach thousands of dollars, depending on how long their benefits were reduced and by how much. The SSA has said that these payments will be processed automatically and sent out in batches, with most going out between March and April of this year. While this isn't the same as the rumored $1,400 stimulus for everyone, it is a confirmed one-time payment for a specific group of recipients, and it's already in motion. That's one of the reasons why many people have seen mixed information online, as these different updates are often combined or misunderstood in social media posts. Now, about the $1,400 payment. Here's the truth. There is currently no official confirmation from the U.S. Treasury Department, IRS, or Social Security Administration that a new $1,400 check is being distributed nationwide. However, some members of Congress have introduced bills that could pave the way for extra support to seniors. One of the most notable proposals is the Social Security Expansion Act, which aims to boost benefits by around $2,400 per year. While that's not a one-time $2,400 check, it shows that lawmakers are aware of the financial strain faced by retirees and are considering ways to give relief. The challenge is that such bills often take months or even years to pass, as they must go through debates, votes, and approvals before they become law. That said, there's also talk about potential cost of living relief programs at the state level. Some states have considered issuing direct one-time payments or rebates to seniors and low-income residents to help offset inflation. These programs vary from state to state, and not everyone will qualify. For example, some states like Maine and Colorado have previously sent targeted relief checks to residents using leftover federal CO9 funds. It's possible that more states could take similar action in the future, especially if inflation continues to squeeze household budgets. So, while a federal $2,400 payment may not yet be official, local programs could provide similar support depending on where you live. Let's take a closer look at why the Wonder $400 idea is getting so much attention. The simple reason is that life is getting more expensive by the day. Even though Social Security benefits went up slightly due to the 2025 cost of living adjustment, around 2.5%, it's not nearly enough to cover the real cost of essentials. The average Social Security payment in 2025 is around $1,107 per month. But when you compare that to the price of rent, food, healthcare, and transportation, it's easy to see why seniors are struggling. Many are forced to cut corners, delay prescriptions, or rely on family just to stay afloat. That's why the possibility of a $1,400 one-time payment brings so much hope. It's not just about the money, it's about a sense of relief and dignity for those who've worked hard all their lives. To put it simply, if the government were to approve such a payment, it would likely go to those already receiving Social Security retirement benefits, SSI for low-income seniors and disabled individuals, and SSDI for people with disabilities who have paid into the system. The distribution method would be similar to previous stimulus payments. Either direct deposit into your bank account, a mailed paper check, or a direct express debit card. Those with existing benefit accounts wouldn't need to apply. Payments would automatically be sent using the same details the SSA already has on file. However, since no official announcement has been made yet, the best thing to do is to watch for updates directly from the SSA or Treasury Department's official websites. At the same time, some experts believe that even if a $2,400 one-time payment doesn't happen soon, other financial support may come in different forms. For example, tax rebates, expanded energy assistance programs, and even healthcare subsidies are being discussed as part of new economic relief measures. The government knows that seniors and people with disabilities are some of the most financially vulnerable groups, especially in today's economy. That's why these conversations are continuing in Washington, and why the pressure on lawmakers to act is growing stronger every month. Let's be honest, for many seniors, the situation feels urgent. The cost of basic needs has climbed to levels unseen in decades. Medicare premiums, prescription drug prices, and even utilities have gone up. People on fixed incomes can't just earn more to keep up. So, a $1,400 payment wouldn't be a luxury. It would be a much-needed cushion against the harsh realities of inflation. That's why organizations like AARP and senior advocacy groups continue to push Congress for direct payments or permanent benefit increases. Whether or not those requests are approved this year remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the voices of seniors are getting louder. So, where does that leave us today? As of now, there is no official $2,400 one-time payment approved for all Social Security, SSI, or SSDI recipients. The Social Security Administration is, however, issuing retroactive payments for those affected by WE and GO reductions, and ongoing discussions in Congress could eventually lead to new financial relief measures. But until a bill is passed and signed into law, any other claim of a nationwide $1,400 payment should be treated with caution. If you see videos or posts online promising a check coming next week or just approved, it's important to double-check that information directly with official government sources. Still, hope is not lost. History shows that when public pressure is strong enough, lawmakers tend to act. We've seen it before, during the pandemic, during inflation spikes, and after economic downturns. When millions of Americans speak up, Washington listens. The best way to make change happen is to stay informed, share verified information, and support organizations that advocate for Social Security fairness. The louder the collective voice, the higher the chances of turning proposals like the $1,400 payment into reality. For now, if you rely on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, here's what you can do. Make sure your information is up to date with the Social Security Administration, especially your mailing address, direct deposit details, and contact info. This ensures that if any new payments or adjustments are issued, you'll receive them without delay. Keep an eye on official SSA updates. Subscribe to their newsletter if you can, and be cautious of any unofficial sources asking for personal details or fees in exchange for faster payments. Remember, the SSA will never call, text, or email you asking for money or banking information. As we move through 2025, more discussions about Social Security reform and senior relief are expected, whether it's through a $1,400 payment, a permanent benefit increase, or targeted state programs. The fight for better financial support continues. Millions of retirees and disabled Americans are counting on lawmakers to deliver real solutions. And while nothing is set in stone yet, the growing attention around this issue means that something big could be on the horizon. So, if you've been hearing about the $1,400 payment, take it with cautious optimism. It may not be official yet, but the movement behind it is real. The demand for fairer benefits, stronger Social Security protections, and meaningful cost of living relief is gaining momentum. Stay alert, stay hopeful, and most importantly, stay informed. Because in a time when misinformation spreads faster than facts, knowledge is your greatest protection and your best chance of being ready when real help finally arrives. In the end, this story isn't just about a payment. It's about fairness, dignity, and the right to live with security after a lifetime of work. Whether it's $2,400 today or a long-term boost to benefits tomorrow, the goal remains the same: to ensure that America's seniors and disabled citizens can live not just with survival, but with stability. The fight for that continues, and so does the hope that soon the government will listen and take action that truly reflects the needs of millions. Because behind every Social Security check is a story: a veteran who served, a worker who paid in for decades, a mother who sacrificed everything, or a person living with disability trying to stay strong. These are the people who built the nation, and they deserve more than just promises. They deserve real action. So, keep watching, keep asking questions, and keep your eyes open for the next official update. The truth about the $1,400 payment is still unfolding, and when it does, you'll want to be